guys, it's Amy Dove, the Keto Queen. I hope you're having a great day. It's Wednesday. I got home from work a few minutes early because I had to pick up the puppy dogs. And guys, we are having dinner tonight. We're making a lemon butter pork chop. Garlic butter pork chop. It's a garlic, I hope I put garlic butter pork chop in the post. When I finish this meal, you will see the link to the recipe. But guys, this is so easy and so delicious. These pork chops are looking fabulous. And what I've done so far is I took some butter and some garlic, some minced garlic, and I just sauteed the garlic for a couple of seconds, maybe 60 seconds at the most. And then I seasoned my pork chops and put them in the skillet. So let me tell you what I seasoned them with. I used salt, I used pepper, Italian season, a little bit of garlic powder, and yeah, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, garlic powder, that's it. And they look delicious. It smells so delicious. And I'm cooking them for about 4 minutes on each side. These are some thick pork chops. So I'm cooking the pork chops all the way through. When I finish, I'm going to move them over to a plate. So let me get one of my fancy fine china plates, because I have been really digging the fine china these days. I'm going to put those pork chops over here out of the way, and we're going to make a sauce to pour over the pork chops. Guys, I'm making a side dish of roasted cabbage. So I've got my cabbage in the oven, sliced and cooking. Let me check it out, actually. Oh, it smells so good. It is not ready yet, but it is smelling so good. I need to get these cooking. So let me turn that heat up a little bit. With the cabbage, all you're doing is slicing the cabbage in very thin slices, and then seasoning it with salt, pepper, and heavily drizzling with avocado or olive oil, and you're just roasting in the oven. Stir it up every once in a while with a spatula, and that's all you're doing. You're just letting that cabbage roast. It is delicious. We really like to roast ours so long that it starts to turn brown. That's the way we like it the best. Tonight, I might not let it go that long because I'm hungry and I want to go out in the backyard and finish up some steps today. So again, the pork chops, we're going to make a sauce to pour over them in just a few minutes. So I'm just letting my timer cook down. The pork chops are being sauteed in a garlic butter. So we used about 4 tablespoons of butter, and you can use as much garlic as you want, but we created a garlic butter to saute the pork chops in. The pork chops are seasoned with salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and a little bit of garlic powder, yes. And we're just sauteing the pork chops until they're cooked all the way through. Guys, if this sounds delicious, give me some hearts and share this video. If you're brand new to my page, I would love to hear you say new here. And if you want getting started, say getting started. But definitely share this video and give me some hearts if I've ever helped you with encouragement, inspiration, or great recipes. I always love to see who is new to the page. Hey, Vicki, how are you? Oh, yes, Vicki loves that fine china. Well, I tell you, I love to cook, and I like to take pictures of really pretty food. So I normally use my plates, but I'm telling you, my mom got me these disposable cutting boards from Dixie, just a cutting board. I'm so busy that we've just been using fine china almost every single night. So I feel like I'm taking all the cheating routes, but that's okay because I cook and he cleans, so I've been helping him out. Hey, Cherie, I see Shelly on there. How are you guys doing? Don't these pork chops look amazing? Now, my timer just went off, but these are some thick pork chops, so I'm going to flip it for 2 more minutes. I just want to make sure they're cooked all the way through, because they are some thick ones. Now, I did not buy center cut pork chops this time. I normally do, but this time I just bought an assortment of chops, so they're a little fattier than normal. I really like center cut pork chops, but this time I didn't. Let me set my timer again. Thought I lost you. I try to slow down, but it feels weird when I try to talk slow. It's like when I talk really slow, it just feels weird. So I'm really, really sorry if I'm too fast for you, but I do purposely try to slow down a little bit. Hey, Cheryl, she loves that fine china too. Have you guys had this recipe before? It's in the recipe log, and it's going to be in the post as soon as I finish this live video. It is the garlic butter pork chops. So delicious, so easy. Anybody can cook it. You do not have to be a master chef to cook low carb and to really enjoy good food that makes you feel great when you eat it. All of our dishes are seasoned with good, healthy fats. And, I mean, the pork chops by themselves are excellent, but to add the healthy fats to pour over the top, yummy. All right, guys, I'm going to move these pork chops over. So I think my timer just went off. Let me just make sure. Oh, wait a second and see. Oh, it looks so good. I don't know if I should put a thermometer in there just to really check it, or if I should go ahead and just, you know what, we'll talk a couple more minutes. Do you guys have any questions for me? Any questions pertaining to low carb or keto? Let me know. Oh man, I'm sorry, Irene. I know I froze one time. Am I still frozen? Y'all give me some hearts if you can see me and hear me. If I see some hearts, I'm going to keep on going. If I don't, I'll have to end the video. But I got my Wi-Fi on. Give me some hearts if you can see me and hear me. Oh, yay, there's hearts. Okay, good. So anyhow, guys, I'm here to support you and to help you. So if you have any questions at all, go ahead and throw them in the comments for me. We'll answer some questions while we're waiting just a couple more minutes for this pork chop to finish cooking. Look how pretty they are. I love pork chops. Ricky loves pork chops. You can do this with chicken. You can do this with turkey cutlets. You can do this with veal. Or you can do anything, but Ricky loves pork chops. So we are doing that for him. All right, any questions you have, put them in the comments for me. Otherwise, I'm trying to think of a question I might could throw to you that I get all the time. I will give you a question that I get quite often on the page. People will ask me, how much protein versus fat should I have? Guys, I'm going to tell you really quickly the way I do this. I've been doing this for 5 years. I moved from a size 12 to a 4-6, maintaining over 5 years. I personally do not recommend macro dieting. Macros is where you can put your information into an app and it's going to say have 80% fat and 25% protein and 10% carbs. I do not do that. Let me tell you 2 reasons. Number one, it's not necessary unless you're doing a macro diet because of disease control. For example, someone with epilepsy, they are on a macro diet because it's very important that they know exactly what they're intaking. So that would be a reason. I'm not doing this for disease management. Another reason I don't do that is because how long can you sustain that? I mean, if you have to log every single thing you put in your mouth and you have to write everything in an app or write everything down and do the calculations, I just cannot do that long term. And for me, I was looking for a solution of something that would actually help me long term. I am so tired of yo-yo dieting. I'm so tired of the yo-yo depression based on the way I feel and the way I look. So what I did was create a very simple way to change your lifestyle so you're not dieting. So I do not follow macro. I don't necessarily recommend it. This is what I do, and this is the answer to that question. The question was, how much protein should I have versus fat? Guys, this is so simple, and if you want my getting started tips, some of this is in the tips. Instead of focusing on macros and percentages and apps, what I like to recommend is simple, clean eating the most of the time. So healthy protein, pork chops, chicken, veal, ground beef, steak, fish, tons of protein, right? So have a lean protein or any kind of protein, but protein. Have a low carb vegetable, which are primarily green, but a low carb vegetable, and cook that in healthy fats. So if you're having protein, and all of us need protein, you're having good, clean, healthy vegetables, and you're cooking it in healthy fats. Not canola oil, not margarine. You're using real butter. You're using avocado oil or olive oil, healthy fats. Guys, the healthy fats, the purpose is to make your food taste delicious. The healthy fat purpose is to make your food taste delicious. So I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. If you are focusing your eating on fat, then all you're doing is adding fat to your body. Now, there is good pros to eating fat, healthy fats. But the pro are these 2 things. It makes your food taste delicious, and healthy fats keep you full. So if you cook with, like I can eat these pork chops right now, but adding the healthy fat sauce we're fixing to make actually creates fullness faster, longer. So there are 2 reasons that you want the healthy fats. Now, if you're following a macro diet, go for it. I am here to support you. It's just not what I do and not what I recommend, because I want you to do this for longer than a month. And it's going to be really hard to track macros and be perfect in your little pie graph for more than a month, because you're just going to get tired of logging all of your food and dinner and food and drinks. Okay, guys, we got our pork chops ready. They look delicious. I'm going to go back to your questions. So if you have some, put them in the comments. Let's get our sauce going. So I turned this down to super low heat for a second. We're going to use the same skillet, and I'm going to add a half a cup of heavy cream. Half a cup of heavy cream. I'm going to do a half a cup of chicken broth. We're going to squeeze a lemon, and we're going to season this with salt and pepper. We're going to let this simmer until the sauce starts to thicken, and you can do it as thick or as thin as you want to. So we got a half a cup of chicken broth, half a cup of heavy cream. We're going to cut this lemon, not on the pork chop plate. I'm going to cut this lemon, and to keep from, oh yeah, this side don't have any seeds. All right, and we're just going to squeeze this lemon half. Now you can use the whole lemon if you want to, doggone it. There we go. Seed just popped out. I thought I didn't see any. All right, you can do more lemon if you want to, and then we're gonna season it with salt and pepper. And we're just gonna let this simmer. Let me turn it up a little bit. We can taste it, do a taste test in a minute to see if it needs more salt. And it looks greasy right now because we still have some of the grease left. So you'll see it, you got some grease plate. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to taste delicious. Healthy fats. We have butter. We have avocado oil in there, I think. No oil. We just have butter, and we have heavy cream, and that's it. So that butter, this is just the healthy fats floating around in there. And of course the juice from the pork chops. So they look delicious. Okay, let me look and see if you guys have questions for me. The link to this recipe is going to be in the video as soon as I finish it up, this live video. I went to the doctor last week, and I was watching my sugar and doing the high protein, not even thinking I got in trouble because my cholesterol was high. So what can I do for that? Great question, Shelly. Let me just tell you, and I'm not your doctor, and I'm not a doctor, and I'm definitely not your doctor, so I don't know all of your health history. I don't know all of the disease ailments you have. But I will tell you, cholesterol is in every single person. We have cholesterol in our body. When you go to low carb dieting, you definitely will see, I'm not gonna say definitely, you can see fluctuations in your cholesterol, but everybody I've worked with, it always stables out. So I have always had high cholesterol since I was a little bitty girl. I mean, my mom has always had to feed me the turkey bacon, the egg beaters. Like, I had high cholesterol as a child. I couldn't have cheese. When I went to this diet, my doctor said, Amy, you're going to have a lot of cheese. I mean, all the cheese you're eating and the healthy fats, like the bacon. I'm like, well, I'm going to try it because I got to do something. And at first she was like, oh, your cholesterol's too high. But then she started to see that it was stabilizing, and then it went down a little bit. And even though I have high cholesterol, mine has actually decreased since doing this for 5 solid years. Everybody I work with, it pretty much stabilizes or even goes down. If you are having good cholesterol numbers, I'd love to know it, because I talk to so many people and their doctors are just absolutely blown away because they continued on and they saw so much change. Now, with that being said, let me tell you, just because I eat cheese doesn't mean you have to eat cheese. Just because I love heavy cream doesn't mean you have to have heavy cream all the time. Hang on, finding me a skillet. Finding me a spoon here. Just because I have those things doesn't mean you have to. So you can eat more chicken instead of beef. You can have more seafood instead of beef. You don't have to eat a lot of red beef. A lot of red beef is what you need to stay away from. And then, of course, cheeses and things. So if you need to lower your cholesterol, you're going to stay away from those things. Hi, Kim. The hardest part of keto for me is when I eat out. Ooh, I do great at home. How do you stay on track when you go out? Great question, Kim. So, Kim, you just got your products in. So one trick to eating out is drinking your ketones 30 minutes before you leave the house. So that will actually help you focus. So when you get there, you're not craving food. You actually are a little fuller before you even get there drinking your ketones. If you're not drinking ketones, this is definitely a tip I would recommend. But more than that, when you go to the restaurant, honestly, I go with intention. So I'm not stressing about it. I know I'm going to enjoy food, but I still want to enjoy food that makes me feel good. So honestly, Kim, when I go out to a restaurant, I think about that. Does that mean I'm perfect? Absolutely not. Does that mean I'm 100%? Absolutely not. But when I go, I look at the steak section and I just look at the sauces that they add on the steaks. And I'm like, oh, no. I go to the chicken section. I'll look at the barbecue sauce and things they add. And I'm like, no, I don't want any barbecue sauce because I don't know what barbecue sauce they use. But there's a lot of things you can eat at a restaurant. The steak, the chicken, the seafood. You just have to really be cautious with the sauces they serve. And then as far as appetizers, there's usually always some type of low-carb appetizer at most every restaurant, whether it's shrimp cocktail, which I love, you might not. Some restaurants in Jackson Gim actually have homemade or fresh pork rinds that they're serving. There's Cajun shrimp. Like there's usually some kind of appetizer. And for the side dishes, I choose vegetables. So I may get a side of broccoli, a side of mixed vegetables, and that's just me. I just go with intention that I'm going to enjoy food, enjoy my family and friends, but I also am going to feel good when I get home. And when I choose the foods that don't make me feel good, I always regret it. So it's just a habit. It honestly is conscious decision. And not beating yourself up if you're not perfect is really important too, because you're on a journey and you're never going to be perfect and you're not always going to have the best decisions. But when you go with intention, I think it makes a difference. Hey, Phyllis. How many meals do you eat is your big meal? My big meal is at night, Phyllis. Great question. This is just me. Everyone's different. You can eat 3 times a day if you want to, but I truly believe that our bodies are not made to constantly put food in our mouth. That's not how we were raised. And when I'm talking about raised, not me. My grandmother, before I went to school, she put a big plate in front of me and I was made to eat it before I went to school because I had to get big and strong, right? But that is not the true testament of how our body works. We do need fuel, but it doesn't have to come from all the biscuits and the gravy and all the things. And it doesn't have to come at 8 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock at lunch, and 6 o'clock at dinner just because that's what the world says. I truly believe we should eat when we're hungry. And what we feed our body is important. I think you should be choosing things that makes your body feel good. If you're choosing a bunch of pastas and baked potatoes and things that really does not make you feel good, then, you're just eating to be eating and you're not fueling your body appropriately. So for me, Phyllis, when I eat lunch, it's usually something very small. Like today, I had some of Ricky's leftover deviled eggs. And honestly, I wasn't hungry, but those deviled eggs were calling me. Because I love deviled eggs. But when I'm hungry, I usually eat smaller meals, and my biggest meal is at dinner. That's just me. Other people are different, but you can eat as much as you want to as long as you're hungry. The thing is, don't set an alarm or look at the clock and say, oh, it's 8 o'clock. I got to get up and eat breakfast, because that's just not how our ancestors were fed. Like there was feast and famine. When the berries were plentiful, they filled up on berries. When they killed something, they ate on it until it was gone, but there was always feast and famine. Our body is not created to always stuff things in it. Let's see. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Fried foods. Ooh, good question. So I like my air fryer. And I make crusts for fried foods, but I rarely. Now, I will on occasion. We have a really awesome fish place at the river here close to us, about 45 minutes away. I will on occasion have a piece of fried catfish at this restaurant. But again, fried foods just don't make me feel good. So I intentionally choose not to have them. Doesn't mean I'm perfect. Doesn't mean I never do. But you can fry your own foods with your own. Like Ricky last night, we had the air fried pork chops. So we were eating at the kitchen table and Ricky was talking to the dogs and he said, Mom's got that shake and bake. Because I make my own shake and bake. So there's so many things you can do to have great food and feel like you're not being deprived. It is hard to start ketones. Is it hard to start ketones? No, it's not hard to start ketones. I've sent you information, Irene. If you want information about the ketones I drink, put NAT in the comments. Amazing. They're awesome for appetite control, focus, better sleep, better mood, better skin, but fat loss specifically, they are amazing for our bodies. The ketones I'm talking about, they're a clean fuel that fuels your brain, your body, your muscles, your heart. So you're fueling your heart, your brain, and your muscles when you drink ketones every day. So we're just simmering this sauce, guys. I know I started answering questions when we moved away from the meal. Is yogurt good? I love yogurt, Rita. I don't eat it very often, but there's a lot of yogurts that are low in sugar intake. So you just definitely want to make sure that you choose the right one. Like I personally like to eat low carb or keto, so sugar intake is really important for me. This is the way I eat. But the thing about ketones, Irene, is you're not required to have any specific diet to actually feel great drinking ketones. Thank you, Shelly. I appreciate it. So guys, again, if I've ever been helpful, If I have encouraged you, if I've inspired you, if you've seen great meals, if you've been educated, share my video, please. Just give me some hearts and share this video so we can find new people who are not yet ready, but have been really contemplating what they're going to do to feel better this year. Like, my goal with this page is always to help people. I love this page. I've had so much fun. Me and my family, all of us, we have really enjoyed this page and meeting so many amazing people and just helping tons of people. I've helped thousands of people over the last 5 years just feel so much better. And that's the goal. So give me some hearts and share these videos so we can make sure we're reaching out to more people. It's not just for us. Like, we don't want to be the only ones feeling great, right? We want to help other people feel as good as we do. So let me go over this sauce really quickly again. We have cooked our pork chops. We sauteed the pork chops in a garlic butter. So we used butter and minced garlic. And then we added the pork chops that I seasoned with salt. Oh, it's Ricky. He's coming in the house. 2 seconds. Ricky's helping my dad with a water hose next door. So we seasoned the pork chops with salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and garlic powder. That's it. Sauteed them until they're cooked all the way through. Moved them off the skillet, and then we are making a sauce, and it's almost ready. You'll see I had it on really low heat because we were talking, but we turned it up. We're simmering now. Half a cup of heavy cream, half a cup of chicken broth. We seasoned with salt, pepper, and a squeeze of lemon. Now, I haven't tasted it yet, so it's not thick enough yet for sure. Delicious. It doesn't need anything else. It's delicious. Just taste it and see if you need any more salt, pepper. If you want to add some garlic powder, you can. This is yummy. Now, if you wanted to, you could add a little bit more lemon. Oh, that's so, I don't even think I need any more, but I love lemon. Just a little bit. And we're just going to simmer this until it starts to thick. If it doesn't thick fast enough for you, you could always add another splash of heavy cream because the heavy cream is what creates the thickness. I'm so sorry. Ricky is helping my dad. Dad has been very tired this week. I don't think he got out of the bed all day again today. So he's been very, very tired this week. But they had some grass seeds planted. So Ricky's been over there moving water hoses around and trying to make sure the water's staying, or the grass is staying watered. All right, this is looking really, really good. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead and put them in the comments for me. I try my hardest to come back to all of my videos to answer questions even after the live video is gone. I'm hoping I get my order soon. Oh, Debbie, Deborah, make sure you reach out to me if you don't get it tomorrow so I can create that ticket for you. I don't mind at all. Got my 4 boxes of ketones today. Yes, Debbie, I'm so excited for you. I didn't know if this helps anyone, but keto has helped with heartburn. Oh, yes. I do not have heartburn anymore, even though I eat hot sauce and jalapenos. I love it, Kim. All right, this, I turned it up hot, so it is getting thicker much faster. See that? So the longer you simmer, or the hotter you simmer, it will thicken. Do not want to burn it. Don't want to burn it. So we're just going to turn it down low heat. You can decide how thick you want it. I'm creating a sauce to pour over the pork chops, but if you wanted to stop right now and just toss your pork chops in it, you can. But I like the thick sauce to pour over. So this is yours. You can do it the way you want to. I just wanted to share what I'm doing tonight. And I love my recipe blog. So guys, the recipe is going to be in this post as soon as I finish the live video. If you guys are catching the replay, put replay in the comments. I would love to know if you're catching the replay. I want to see how many people this reaches over the next couple of days. If you're watching live, you'll see a little red box in the top and it says live. But if you're catching the replay, put replay in the comments. And guys, if you're new here, tell me. Say I'm new here. And I'm so excited that you are. Share these videos and give me some hearts every time you see us talking and sharing. And we appreciate you guys so much. All right, I'm going to jump off and talk to you later. Bye.